Well, if you don't want to overspend, don't overspend. Just take your time and farm. The most pessimistic view is that there's 1 year left. Optimistically, you could say there's probably 2 to 3 more years left of fresh content. So what you have to ask yourself, Happy Feet, is what has been in the last couple of patches that you've played the sweet spot for your dollar to fun per hour ratio? Like, what is your fun per hour in the game, and what is your dollar per fun per hour ratio? I think if you want to spend a little bit but not wanting to overspend, then just do monthly card and battle pass and just play low budget. Simple as that. And then if the character comes up that strikes your fancy, go for it. 3 to 5 realistically. They could just stretch it out for another 5 years, to be honest. But see, here's the thing, right? They said 3 years 2 years ago, which is why the most pessimistic view says 1 year left.
这可是千载难逢的机会，千万不要错过哦！人也好，物也好。
Any Angra fans in the chat? Any Kiko Loureiro fans? I mean, I think that's perfectly fine, Happy Feet. I think if you're ever in doubt, just don't spend. If you're ever in doubt, just save crystals, don't roll, you know? Or, if you're feeling froggy, just keep rolling until you hit pity. Yeah, it was like one of the anniversary patches a while back. Hello, Alex. Welcome. Well, a workable physical team is going to be built around Hershey of Sentience. So as long as you have Hershey of Sentience as your main segment for your physical team, it should be fine. Oh. 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 It's her new gear. These are some crazy looking multipliers. Hold on. Did Marissa translate this stuff already? Let me go to Central. Aponia, Stigmata, top. Self-lightning damage. Well, I will say... Aponia Stigmata looks pretty insane. And because it's combo attack, it looks like you'll be able to run Aponia Stigmata on any combo lightning character. So, Hersher of Thunder, Hawk of the Fog, Shadow Knight, Darkbolt Jonin. This is really in like the pure stats on it are pretty strong. And it looks like you're gonna want to run Aponia Stigmata in synergy with G4 Lightning. But again, if you're skipping Aponia's gear, I think G4 Lightning is quite strong as it is. Plus 40% on range attacks. I don't think it said anything about range attacks. Self, total damage plus 38%. Lightning damage from combo attack will apply butterfly mark. Lasts for 15 seconds, refreshable. Under the effect of the mark, every 4 hits on the by the host on enemies, explosion will occur. Trigger has a 2-second internal cooldown, 2-second time interval. When butterfly mark explodes, an additional 2 SP restored for the host after triggering ultimate evasion skill. Increase lightning damage dealt against enemies with butterfly mark by 65%. There's no conditional on her stigmata that says ranged only. So you can also use this set on Mobius. I don't know how well that will go, but it sounds very good, actually. Is this B? This is the B piece. Sha. Bottom piece. Will they ever increase the ether fuel gain rate? It's painful to craft G3 plus Stigs. I don't know. I ask for it every survey. And you can ask for it on your survey as well. It's funny though, because like fuel rate is also relative, right? Because one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is, have you been, you know, running your tactical training and getting the uprate rewards from tactical training, and have you been making sure you're not capping your mirage tickets? Because those are important factors to consider. Let's go take a look. Aponia. Oh, we didn't claim anything from the mailbox yet, did we? Okay. And look, it's all the remembrance signets for APHO. Yeah. Alright, claim all. And now we have to manually unlock. Are y'all ready for this? I'm not ready. I do feel like their release schedule has been super aggressive lately, though. And I'm not quite sure what to think of that. Okay, so only one skill for triple S and one skill for double S. And I'm sure, like, double S will have rank ups on some of this stuff. So overall, she looks like one of those fully functional S0 characters. This will be quite nice. Let me go take some screenshots before we level her to 80. Maybe in version 3 we'll rank her up to double S. Anybody like Iron Maiden? Like, this is passive, right? Hey, Scissor. Scissor, what's the Chinese say? I'm such a bad, I'm a bad immigrant. I can't read. I'm illiterate. Eden is SP. Yes, 'tis true, Trinity. Aponia's alt description is the same as Fischl's alt voice line. Oh no, that's more Genshin crossover material, right? Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice this. She has the prayer character statue figure on her tabard. That's crazy. That's crazy. That weapon is obscenely large. I'm blocking your view. But look, look. Hold on. Look, it's the prayer girl. She's sad. She's crying. She's crying tears of blood. Tears of blood in my eyes. Da, 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 da. It's a primo gem. She's got all the primos. Say your prayers. Make your wishes. Let me go find my tweet and add to this. That's wild. Innovation's little brother plays on SKT1. Some of y'all watched League, right? Some of y'all know about that. I should probably put it in a separate thread. Man, I'm failing at Twitter. How do we think about Eden as support for other Lightning DPS? She's okay. She's a little bit weird to play right now because it's like she has that same she's in the same situation as Phyllis where like when you play both of them, you want to stay on your initial intuitiveness is I want to stay on field. But you're not supposed to stay on field that long for either of them. You know, it's like kind of like ult and go. But I guess they probably made it where they have on-field functionality because they're also trying to keep in mind solo combat in Elysian Realm. So that's one thing that also you have to think about. It seemed like Honkai wants to move away from AE meta. On some level, they're giving you options, right? So that you're not necessarily always reliant on AE. Because AE's been out for quite some time now. You know, AE's been out since 3.7. We're in 5.6 now. As of next week. AE will be 2 years old. AE's 2 years already. Yeah, she's got that like mean eyes look. She's like angry squinting at you. Angry squinting. Wow. They straight up just say you don't get the next rank up until SS3? Okay. Oh gosh. This is actually quite a significant jump. Like, because I think this will also have more rank ups at a later point. SS1. Oof. SS2. So 1, 2, 3. So most of our passives will get benefit from rank up. I think basics should be maxable, right? Yeah, basics is maxable. Okay, special attack has 1 rank up. Passives has 2 rank ups, plus the... Well, passive has all the rank ups. And then ult has 2 rank ups. 1 in evasion. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yeah, the third timeline, right? So it's like, this is the timeline after the bad ending that everybody is familiar with. Just keep resetting the timeline until we get the happy ending that we want. Ziaz and I did take a look that for Eden. So Eden, if you're not able to get her signature weapons, Feng Huang Pinions is actually okay, because of the passives and stuff for the team. Team gains total damage against paralyzed targets, and you also have like lightning damage against paralyzed targets. Duration's not as long as her signature buff, but it's free. It costs ether fuel. It doesn't cost crystals, is what I mean. But it also looks nice on her, I think. Right? If you look at the Feng Huang Pinions, like, it just matches her outfit. No pry for Eden. Nope. No pry for Eden unless you want to run Hussitrons. You can also run Incandescence, but it's not going to help her that much. Passion project game company? On some level, yeah. On some level. The coolest thing about Honkai Third is that they use Honkai Third to test out different game mechanics and game modes and see what works and what doesn't. So they're able to rapidly iterate and prototype. Like APHO, for instance, is like a great example where APHO is it's basically a self-contained game that they've basically built as like a pseudo demo, you know? Well, I think Shade, the argument why they didn't do it for Eden is Aponia is releasing in the same patch. If you think about why Phyllis gets a Priarm is because she's designed as a main DPS for players who don't already have invested ice DPS. Not everybody was playing when they gave out free HOR. Nyx is kind of a hard sell of an investment for new players that aren't super spendy. And then every other farmable ice DPS, you know, that's free to play has such a long curve as far as farming time and getting set up. Which is why it kind of makes sense having Phyllis be like main DPSable. But in order to be a main DPS, you kind of need the base attack from having a Priarm. When is this update gonna come out? This one's not gonna be out for another like 7 weeks. Because this is 5.7 beta. But 5.6 will be out next Thursday. Next Wednesday night to Thursday. Well, let's give Aponia a try. Let's mess around and see what it's like. Do we... Okay, so I'm not gonna rank up her skills or anything. We'll take a look at how... Try and see if we can't figure out how she plays, and then we'll see how well does her gear do on other DPS. Right? Because that's gonna be an interesting question. We can also say, well, what does it look like to have the free-to-play... Oh, I should probably craft the free-to-play. And then I should also see... What does Hendel look like? Yeah, what does Hendel look like on her? Because here's the crazy thing, right? If you roll for Aponia, but you can't afford the rest of her gear, but you somehow manage to get the weapon, you can still run G4 Lightning on Aponia, and it will work. That's kind of an interesting balance that we've got going there. So I think in this team, Fischl lead actually makes a lot of sense. Faraday, I don't think there's been a formally translated name yet. Oh, mode change. Oh, that's crazy. So Chakram is the mode change, right? Oh, this is crazy. Bro, what in the heck? Okay, so it looks like Aponia has a combo attack that you hold, but that consumes a meter. That was crazy. And I know that Mirage isn't really the best place to test this. But that was pretty sick. Gotta admit, that's pretty sick. So this would be a situation where you would want to use AE for the first part of this fight. Because, imagine trying to gather everything in the beginning with Eden. 哦 you use the weapon active. Huh. Okay, hang on. So you use the weapon active to charge meter, it looks like. And you can't combo until you have full meter? Let's do ult first. Into combo, and then we spam attack to clean up. Okay. I should have brought Paganini T for this stupid shield. The stun. I see what you guys mean about her SP being a little wonky. I definitely didn't set it up right going into the shield down phase. Okay. Woo, this fight. So I think on ranged, probably still using Elysius, probably still using HOS. I'm not seeing this fight being that fun with this team. Oh, but this is the cool part. You can tap Aponia's weapon active and she becomes a turret. Okay, that's pretty neat. And that will let you switch into Eden. So then we do this, right? That's pretty neat. It's super neat. And then clean up with basic attacks. Okay. Okay, I see. She's got a very neat, like, off-field, on-field situation going on. Probably Eden ult into AE ult first, right? And then after ult, we want to go into combo attack, consume our combo charges. And then weapon active to switch out. The ult input didn't go through. And then after ult, hold attack for charge. I mean, okay, 543 is not good on this fight, but I feel like this is sufficient enough tankiness to really figure out her rotations. This is actually kind of cool. So it looks like Aponia, what you want to do is you tap the weapon active, so she charges her meter while, like, off-field but inactive. And while she's charging her meter, you switch to your other supports to farm SP. And then when you have all your SP ready, you switch, you know, you Eden ult, AE ult, Aponia ult. And then after Aponia's ult animation is done, you hold your charge attack, and you do the charge attack. And then once you're done with that, you tap the weapon active again, and you re-rotate. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, and Aponia doesn't have, like, she has on-field but inactive on-field time. It's very, very interesting. Let's see how this plays out without A. So the reason I'm still using AE though is for that first wave of mobs, right? The first wave of mobs is pretty rough here. Technically, we could do AE lead. Hello, Eden. Some of the buffers or the inputs don't feel that clean, but oh my god, barely survived. This is actually quite fun in terms of rotations. We probably could have just brute forced it here. Oh, you can't switch back to Aponia until you, Okay. So maybe on this fight, we can probably just skip breaking the shield. But yeah, so you can't actually, if she's still charging her meter, you can't actually switch back to her, even if you use Klein to reset switch cooldown. This is actually pretty fun, I think. I think her game style is, like, refreshing. It's very refreshing. Well, let's give it a go. See how Aponia fares against Fast Attack Husk, and all we have is official support. We might need AE for the healing. That's the other thing you guys don't think about a lot, is like, some of these bosses are starting to hit so hard that you might want to think about bringing them for healing. Oops, I screwed up. I screwed up. I screwed up. Oh my gosh, the damage is so much. There's so much damage. Oh. Shadow Clone's out. Shadow Clone. Shadow Clone's back out. Okay, Aponia versus Husk is actually quite sick. Time stop on ult, probably. 4.8 million? Eden changes the battle music? Yes. I think at this temperature, Silverwing might still be a little bit more efficient. Maybe. Oh, but what if we were to fight the old school hard hit Husk. Now we're in for some pain.
我不会再重蹈覆辙。站立吧，以断罪之名！星光闪耀，哈呀！跟着我，真是热情的观众。随歌起舞吧，站立吧，圣才之雷！呀！
巨夜幻现，
甚至不必担愿那胜利的凯歌奏响。
Yeah, that's a good question too. Are you supposed to ult first into combo or combo first into ult?
站立吧，圣才之雷！呀，好吧，站立吧，呀。
Oh, I should have ulted first, and then weapon acted the QTE to Eden. Okay. So I think this is a fight where you're gonna want AE more than Fischl. Because AE will give you a little bit more sustain with Margrave healing. Oh. Hands free.
如此闲适的时光，配上音乐和美酒，
First time. First time. Okay. Well, there's some really cool QTE interactions and really cool QTE chains that you can do between Fischl, Eden, and Aponia. We have Kokomi at home. Kokomi at home.
我准备好了。
Her ultimate's not a burst, I don't think. Right? It's just a flat ultimate.
我不会再重蹈覆辙，如你所愿，伺机而动。希望你。
So Aponia QTEs on
星光闪耀，
time slow.
伺机而动。一上一下，人上之光，那胜利的凯歌奏响。迪亚的脸上。
This will push us into the threshold because of how much damage it does. And now we can charge attack while he's down. Finisher.
此刻如黄金般闪亮。五行相生，分时化日。
I missed the window. Okay, that was a little awkward. So that's using Eden to paralyze the Shadow Clone in the transition here is a little bit awkward. And I do think I want to save weapon active to get the Eden QTE here. Although it does kind of make sense just to pop it at the start, right? Because you can weapon active here, switch to Eden.
嘿，激昂的乐章，此刻如黄金般闪耀，四季儿离上离下，岩上之光。
Oh, this is actually really cool.
尽头攻势，天与结局的人，如此消逝，关于他们身上的光。返场时间。在找我吗？哦，是这个
I'm screwing up here. So, again, this goes back to what we learned on Friday. Eden, you need to be able to get that finisher on the combo. That's kind of a skill check. Oh, I wonder if at the beginning we can actually pop Eden or Aponia's weapon active and start pre-charging. So if we do like this. There's a bit of a lag I noticed when you switch her in. I was too slow. I'm too slow. Ult. We might have gotten it because he's paralyzed right here. Some really good damage windows here. Oh crap. I somehow missed the combo. And we can just use the combo to finish this part. Oh, this part's gonna be sick. Watch. Because when Aponia does this, we can QTE to Eden right away. Or not. Okay. I would have thought... Okay. Okay. Eden recovery time, please. Maybe we should have just done Aponia charge attack this whole time. I don't know. I thought Eden's attacks would have been able to solve that shield phase. So unfair. It's not unfair. It's two separate teams, Reef Key. It's two separate teams in charge of the codes. And yeah, Literate Crow's not wrong. Copy-paste exists. Has it been confirmed that Vilvi... Nothing has been confirmed regarding Vilvi. Right now, anything regarding Vilvi is speculation and hopium. Paganus is throwing out future theories, but it's all speculation at this point. Fire definitely needs an alternative support, though. I think Raven is okay. Her multipliers are insanely strong, but nobody enjoys farming SP on Raven right now. That's the truth. That's the truth.
我不会再重蹈覆辙。伺机而动，你的小出发。是返场时间。激昂的乐章。好吧，于痛苦中洗礼心智。醒觉吧，在步入歧途之前，你仍有机会。愿那胜利的凯歌奏响。一上一下，人上之光。好吧。于痛苦中洗礼心智。醒觉吧，凡事皆已重登舞台。
I had enough time.
激昂的乐章，就如同我所追求的那样，节奏加快，甚至伺机而动。愿那是想要武生一血吗？随歌起舞吧。
Oh my god. I think I need to just climb alt the clone. Because trying to fill trauma with Eden is a little bit janky.
伺机而动。希望你破绽。愿那胜利。哦。
Eden gets animation locked a lot.
我不会再。
Mommy come home even though she's free. True.
如你所愿，伺机而动。希望破绽。多么像是那样曾经酿成过。愿那胜利的凯歌，真是热情的观众。提交进场，随歌起舞吧。要赶场。
Eden's skill check is so annoying. Just remember, hold the button down. Hold the button down.
静候多时，伺机而动。你的脚步。星光闪耀，随歌起舞吧。呀，好吧。听你结局的疑问。
You can move Aponia around during this part. Gonna ult here. Big damage, big damage, big damage. Okay. So maybe in phase 1 I don't Klein ult, and I save Klein ult for the Shadow Clone. I think that's gonna be the play here.
重蹈覆辙。伺机而动。走吧，我来送你一程吧。愿那胜利的凯歌。去掉剑墙。此刻如黄金般闪耀，四季鬼形相生，分时化育。于痛苦中洗礼心智，醒觉吧，劝请重登舞台。飞歌起舞吧！
I screwed up my rotation. Okay, so at the beginning, I need to do a one filler rot. I need to do one filler rot. So this is our filler rot. Weapon act. Oh, weapon acted too soon. Eden wasn't done. Oh, that was too soon too. Okay, so I have to learn the buffer timings. So after we switch back to Eden, we can't ult immediately. We probably need to do like one combo to wait for Aponia to finish charging. And then we do this. Oh my god, Eden! Okay, so Klein only does like 60% trauma on the clone. They need to smooth out Eden's like whole going into the second basic string. I think that's right now the worst part about Eden. Hey Yui! Now we know how Eden died in the middle of her combo. True! And then Aponia has some input buffer issues on her combo too. Her recovery time is so bad. Hello? I should have just started this last part on Aponia, I think. 585. I think this should be a 600. Yeah, no, I hope they smooth out a bunch of things for Eden right now. Right now, it's not just the fast rotation part. Like, her on-demand paralyzed trauma isn't fast enough. When you QTE in, it's not a smooth transition into her second set of basic attacks. I think that's definitely things to consider. Yeah, there's a bunch of things fighting against Eden on this fight in particular. It seems like her combo system just takes too long to set up. Because if you think about it, right here, Lightning Empress and even Darkbolt Jonian with DOS active solves the Shadow Clone paralysis, like, boom, right? As long as you land the hit, you got him. Eden is like, we gotta blast him, then we gotta set up our combos and blast him again. That is definitely not conducive towards the pace of combat. I definitely feel like in a vacuum and maybe in Elysian Realm, Eden's combo system and combo finisher, it's a fun skill check and it's a fun skill expression, but it definitely needs to be smoothed out for competitive play. I like so Yui, you just got here, but I want to show you on the ranged Asaka fight. Score is not that great right now, but I do feel like this is kind of interesting. This is actually a pretty interesting fight. But this version of this fight as a whole is just a better showcase of what like good Eden play would end up looking like. I feel like when in this fight, where you're not concerned about like babysitting the trauma, and you just have free reign to basically do what you want for like SP farming. It's pretty neat. Ah! But Eden also needs an input buffer at the end of her ult. I think that's one weakness. Let me add that too. Or not Eden, Aponia. Is that what it's supposed to be? She gets ult buff after combo attack. So I've been doing this wrong. I've been doing it backwards. Okay. But that's good to know. That's good to know. I thought it was the other way around. Does G4 Lightning... Yes, J-Stun. G4 Lightning works on everybody. G4 Lightning works on Aponia too. So if you are super scuff, G4 Lightning works on everybody. Aponia Stigs work on everybody too. So if you want to get real fancy, I'm sorry, Yui. It is just too reflexively, like... I just want to ult first. Alright, like, in certain rotations, it kind of makes sense if to... Well, she just needs an input buffer in any case. Because it seems like switching her in was also kind of really not smooth. Okay, so this here has the input buffer. And then we ult. As was ordained. And then we switch out. And then at the end here, we're just kind of rushing for the damage, not to necessarily recharge everything. Okay, yeah, so on mob phase, it kind of makes sense, right? Because with the ult, we can kind of clear it fast enough, and then the charge attack can be... So in a weird way, it's almost like the whole Flame Scion exercise, right? Where it's like, if you know you have enough damage to ult first and clean up with combos, it's slightly better. But if you need to do the long rotation, you should do combo first and then ult. That's interesting. That's very interesting. But overall, I think it's getting there. I think overall it feels fun to play because it's like it's a little bit more diversity in terms of like going back and forth and how you rearrange your rotations. Let me give the feedback there. Um, I'm feeling like it's 80% smooth. I think definitely Eden needs more refinement. I think Aponia just like increase some of the input buffer timings. I think any input timing increase for her charge attack in general would be nice. Oops, increased input buffer. It's she's fun. She's fun. I do want to see a couple of stress test situations though, like how well does her gear translate. So we did some testing on Friday. Dark Ball Jonin with G4 was pretty okay. It was okay. But what about Dark Ball Jonin with hold on, let me see. I gotta memorize. So Shui-san. So I think this is Hendel, right? Let me go back. I gotta memorize these. Oh. Oh. There's another Stigmata set? Hold on. There's a third Stigmata set that I don't have an icon for. Oh, no. We're only looking at the... Okay. Alright, so this is Hendel, and this would be Aponia's. Okay, yeah, let's try Aponia's. I'm very curious to see how Aponia's Stigmata performs on literally any other lightning DPS. I think that's definitely interesting to give a try. Wait, what?
One suit.
Oh, this one. Okay.
One suit.
Copy this. Hey! AJ, hello! Oh, Aponia Stigs are quite good. Oh, I need Fischl for this. Yeah, needs Fischl for this. Husk just has so much like damage output nowadays. Let me try this with Fischl then. But yo, Aponia's Stigmata on old lightning DPS, my feeling is that it's gonna be quite nice. Even better than Handle. Enderblue, what does she do? She shoots. She applies a lot of multipliers that are similar to Zenyi, but it stacks with Zenyi because it's a completely different buff set. So, enemy damage taken, team lightning damage type of stuff. No, Zenyi fell off! I do feel like this is the part, even with previous gears, like cleaning up that last life bar. That has always been the unfortunate part. AE also is for sustain. AE is for sustain. AE means your team doesn't die because Margrave M heals. Was there a code from the stream? Yes. We got codes. We got codes. I think the SCA codes have already expired though. But you can still give them a try if you're on SCA. Different teams, Mjolnir. Different teams. I think I personally prefer the longer codes, though, because I think people have been able to guess all the global codes recently. Yeah, let me see here. Andreas, but let's do it with Mobius, but let's do Mobius, but with the Handle Stigs. Not Handle, Aponia Stigs. Alright, here we go.
One sealed.
It's a shame that Irene is... I could see a situation where you do Mobius, Aponia, and Eden. So you run Handle on Eden, Zen Yi on Aponia, and then you run Zen Yi TB, T-Band M on Aponia for off-field, but you also weapon active, and then you run Aponia Aponia Stigmata on Mobius? Gosh, wouldn't that be a real trip here? Who was JST made for originally? I don't remember. Yui might be able to answer that. Ice Himiko. Along with Grungnir. It's Flame Chaser impact now. I made a mistake. Or maybe. Kriegmesser, JST. But Blood Dance didn't come out that time, did it? It was Hrungnir. Her old weapon was Hrungnir. Yo, Aponia Stigs are stupid strong on Mobius.
就只有这种程度而已吗？感觉有点无聊呢。
Let me reread that on the Aponia Stig descriptions, because there was SP regen, right? When Butterfly Mark explodes, additionally restores 2 SP for the host. Oh god. Oh god. Blood Dance came out way before Krieg, because Blood Dance was originally Blood Rose's weapon, right? Ultimate fails? But it became like the perfect combo after JST came out, because then we're like, oh, well, we could just put Blood Dance on Kriegmesser for maximum Himiko. For maximum Himiko, right? All right, well, let's take a look at Hersher of Thunder versus the new HP pool Bright Knight. Of course, I want to test out the Aponia Stigmata. Stigmata. And we can also do some tests with the handle as well. I can play this game with no handlebars. Alright.
One sealed.
I wonder if Aponia would be any use here, or if we should try Eden over FR. I think FR might still be better. Not must. Situational. This thing is still so tanky. What reason to use Blood Dance over actual supports nowadays? If you need the upfront burst, and most of your damage is concentrated in a smaller section. I was too slow! Yui, I was too slow. I failed. I got too greedy. BD probably when, I don't know, man. When Blood Rose gets an augment. How about that one? No! She warped away! Oh, you... Can I frame that? It's pretty neat. Hello, hello! I don't know. This fight, I just don't remember anything. I feel like Aponia's stigs are really good, but I'm also just really bad at this fight. I don't know. I think a Blood Rose augment could be a cool way to introduce like an SP style, kind of with the way like FT is technically not the same character as Molotov Cherry. Oh, we should see how it goes for mobbing. But I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff. I just I don't have the energy to like fully optimize and play clean. I'm sure some of the other high level players in chat are getting inspired from what they're seeing. And this is SSHT too. I'll just chalk it up to me not knowing the fight well enough.
电闪雷鸣之刻，时间到了，伺机而动。拓展，急如雷电。是，疼。来聆听轨迹之神的低语吧，跟上我，人上人下，人上之光。 狂风，臣服于我。
All these ults for just wave 1. Sad.
善后就交给我吧。哼，哎，呀，呀，哎，低语吧，洛基。击刀，咬断。
Yeah, I don't remember anything with the rotation on how to do this fight. Because everything right now just feels really sluggish. Probably not blowing ults on the first set of mobs is probably a good start, though.
时间到了，哼，伺机而动。时善后就交给我吧。急如雷电。
Oh, but we can ult here.
臣服于我。
I feel like Aponia Signet's Stigmata. That's gonna. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get over that, but Aponia's Signets seems quite good.
来聆听轨迹之神的低语吧。五行相生，分时化之道，咬断。善后就交给我吧。伺机而动。拓展，急如雷电。
Oh yeah, Oh my goodness. That's bad. Alright, for safety, I'm just gonna manually get the 4th hit. Because I screwed up one of the dodges anyways. Did we get it? Not quite. No! I needed to juggle! As long as she's not doing her middle field thing. Oh gosh. I mean, We managed to skip that whole lightning shield phase.
我已决定面对自己的命运。
Alright, Lalo, thanks for being here. Have I tried HT? I don't know if I would recommend HT on Shushang, but we can give it a try. I think if we can get at least 500 with this, with a HT AEFR team, that's like a copium solution, right? Should be okay. Obviously, if you can manage Dark Gold Jonin, I think even Hawk of the Fog. I think Hawk of the Fog would be a stylistically cool fight. If you do AE Hawk of the Fog and a modern lightning support like Fischl, I think Hawk of the Fog would be hilarious from a thematic perspective. I think it'll work. I just don't know how well it'll work.
要加速了。无上师大门大弟子李素商，请赐教。急如雷电。时善后就交给我吧。来聆听轨迹之神的低语吧。 五行相生，分时化日。狂风，臣服于我。
I actually feel like the most budget solution for Xuzhang is Fallen Rosemary because she's just got so much paralyze. She's just so much paralyzed, and the whole weather is actually paralyzed weather. I wonder if I had Klein there. You want, well, certain situations, Animalin, certain situations having the M piece is a farmable cooldown reduction. Which is why I would say, like, if you're Bright Knight free to play and you don't have access to Searing Ascendant M and Dante M certainly would be better. But if you have no means of acquiring one, then yes, Elysia 3 set, you would be skipping out on the 3-piece set bonus, but the M piece will provide cooldown reduction. That is the caveat. That is the caveat. The QTE buttons aren't lighting up like they should in this section. But you can see you can still QTE. I'm screwing up a little bit on rotations here. But I think it's still doable. It's doable. It's not great, but it's doable. I think you would only go Seer and Ascendant on HOS if you have, like, full Seer and Ascendant only makes sense if you have triple S HOS. But that's, like, a few patches old info for me. Nowadays, you don't really see a lot of, like, Seer and Ascendant T Dirac MB at the high end anyways. Just because there's just a lot of times you just have better options at the high end. Sushan looks painful. The second phase just feels a little tanky. But this is paralyzed weather, so Fallen Rosemary just passively having paralyzed weather is a huge deal. Probably AE-FR Aponia, FR Aponia Eden. You could probably pull off like Lightning Empress AE Hawk of the Fog, and I think that would be okay. Darkbolt Jonin would be good too. As a backup option. Probably not optimal, but it works. You could definitely finish the fight that way and still probably get a higher score than using maybe like a pure Psy-type base DPS. Yeah, FR Eden Fischl would probably work too. Fischl and Eden as sub DPS, with FR being your main DPS in that team. Oh, thanks everybody for being here. I think I'm done for tonight. I'm so far I'm very pleased with how Aponia is. I would like to see smoother input buffers. And probably I mean most of my gripes go back to Eden, right? I feel like Aponia in terms of numbers tuning is probably okay. They'll tweak whatever fine tuning they need for the numbers. But again, this is also Red Lotus, so maybe next week in version 2 we'll be able to test in Nirvana and see how struggle bus it feels. And thanks again everybody trickling in from today's late special program. If you guys are late for the special program, make sure you grab your codes. Make sure you grab your codes. You tell all your friends about these codes, because special program ended like 6 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 7 hours ago. It's been a while. Appreciate you all. I'll be back probably Monday. I think I'm going to take tomorrow off and just edit some videos, try to get some of this stuff published to YouTube. I am trying to get up to at least 1,000 subs for YouTube so that I can, I don't know, have community posts and stuff, but it's been interesting trying to get feedback from some fellow YouTubers on how to improve my channel and whatnot, and at the end of the day, I'm just struggling to figure out what kind of content I want to put on YouTube. A lot of it probably just end up being the VODs from stream, since we do so much stuff on stream. But yeah, come back on Monday, ask questions. If you guys want to dig a little bit deeper into, you know, competitive Honkai, you don't even have to necessarily be aiming for top 1, right? You might just be trying to aim to retain in whatever the next bracket that you're working on. And if you're into art, hopefully later this year, we'll try to carve out time. We'll do art streams again and stuff too. Hey, 21st. Oh, you just got home. We're ending stream 21st. Sorry, man. But VODs will be up. Aponia is pretty fun. Aponia is a lot of fun. I say fun in the sense of, yes, she does big damage, but it's the interplay of QTEs and rotations that makes it fun for me. Been out since 6 a.m. beach trip. That sounds amazing. Make sure you grab the codes 21st. Art stream Pog. Yeah, I know it's been a while since we had a proper art stream. But yeah, this week I need to finish my fashion zine, my Honkai fashion zine. Oh, did the ZBK raid earlier? I'm sorry, ZBK, I missed your raid. 50 minutes ago. I'm so sorry, I missed your raid. But thank you, ZBK, for the raid. I was too lost in the sauce, caught up on this grind. Sorry, ZBK. Shoutouts to ZBK. also a Honkai player, an Epic 7 player, and he will be beta testing Gundam Battle Evolution. If you guys like team-based shooters, 6v6 team-based shooters, and you like Gundams, check out his channel. He's gonna be playtesting Gundam Battle Evolution. So basically Overwatch but Gundams. Should be good. All right. Yeah. If you're enjoying this content, enjoying this theory crafting, feel free to come back. Follow all the socials. Visit the scuffed YouTube. All right, I'm done. Who else is streaming tonight? Is Angel Cat still doing her subathon?